What is good, YouTube? We are back with another banger, as y'all can tell. We got kind of some different shit. We got the most dangerous storage unit finds. Papa Meat. I ain't gonna lie, we haven't reacted to a Papa Meat vid in forever. But we're back. I ain't gonna lie. Vids always be entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever seen a bad Papa Meat video. You feel me? With that being said, let's get into it. We're knocking out some videos late night. Let's get right into it.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing?
Welcome
How you
back.
doing? Coming and sitting down because today we're looking into the odd and disgusting world of storage units. Is stuff starting to pile up in your house? Are you running out of room? Are friends and family starting to make weird comments about your life choices? Fear not, friend. Because there is a simple solution that may only cost you roughly $20 a month, allowing you to relocate your hoard of filth elsewhere. So first off, love Storage Wars. Fake TV show, love it. Love Storage Wars. But then I've been seeing all kinds of videos online of verticals of people like, they find tons of money. It's all fake. I mean, don't get me wrong, I bet you there are storage units where people find some crazy shit.
No
I want
bullshit.
to know what's some real crazy shit
Bro,
someone's found.
what?
I want some disgusting, depraved stuff. And that's what we're going to dive into today,
Let's
all
get
right?
into
Storage
it.
units are a great solution for those with too many possessions. The services range from small rooms to large garages, and these labyrinths are found worldwide and hold all sorts of strange items. However, these large steel buildings are not as safe as you may think. From burglaries to insane tenants and even murder, storage facilities are
Two
the
bodies?
wild west of urban cities with
Bruh.
chaos hiding behind every turn. So, grab your padlocks and steel boots as we get ready to lift the door on the strange ongoings of storage units.
Let's get into it. Bruh. Let's get into it after this ad.
I lived in a storage unit for 2 months.
How was
It's
it?
horrible.
Oh.
It's horrible. It's hot. There's no
There.
power really.
Did you crank the door open a little bit?
And he said,
I'm too afraid. Just
He
lock
said,
it.
hell-
I have like a little heater
yeah, I
in
ain't
there.
gonna lie. I
Doesn't
wouldn't even
matter.
try that shit.
My
Door
wife-
open while
if
you're
you ever watch
asleep
shows
in a
like
storage
Storage Wars,
unit?
which is one of the most popular shows
Hell
of the
no.
2010s, it goes without saying that there are all sorts
Right,
of
sweat
crazy
my
things
ass
to
off
be
in that
discovered
bitch.
in
Sweat my
storage
ass
units.
off.
Storage Wars followed a competitive group of buyers traveling from auction to auction, trying to see who could make the most money with the units they purchased, right? $500, sold to the guy for $500. Now I need to make $500 plus more money for profit. That's the show. That's every episode.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some bickering here and there. It's trash television. It's also all completely fake. It doesn't matter. Still, eat it up all day. Love that shit. That's what I do. I watch Storage Wars is on. That's what I do. Over the years, some of the people on the show have found insane things like rare art collections and priceless vehicles. And although this might look
Vehicles?
impressive, they pale in comparison to some of the stuff we are going to talk about today. Starting in 2018, a man who bought a unit for $500
Man
and
finds-
was so excited
What he said? What he said?
talk about today. Starting in 2018, a man who bought
Man finds 7.5 million in storage unit he just bought for $500 from Storage Wars star Dan Dotson. Bitch. It's $500 and 7.5 million, bro. Just imagine that shit.
bought a unit for $500 and was so excited about what he found that he approached Storage Wars auctioneers Dan Dotson to spread the word. Inside the unit was a lock safe and took multiple attempts and 2 different locksmiths before the code was finally cracked. When they opened the safe, they were greeted with $7.5 million in cold, hard cash. I'm not even joking. I would be leaking.
What?
I'd be
Nigga,
oozing.
what?
The honey, the maple
honey?
is going down the tree.
Bro.
You know what I mean? It would be a beehive.
Seven, bro. 500 bucks.
Sticky. News of the discovery made it back
Look
to
at
the
that
original owners
shit.
of the unit, realizing their money had just been sold for less than 1% of its worth. They contacted the buyer with a lawyer, offering $600,000 for the unit and the money. No. After intense back and forth, both
As soon as I would've hit me with what y'all got. I'm not even listening to shit they gotta say, but hey, hit me with what y'all got. As soon as I would have seen 6 numbers, bitch, I would've. I'm already not finna do it if I'm being honest, but as soon as I would've looked and seen 6 numbers, bitch, what the fuck? That bitch worth 1.7. You ain't even give me a meal. You gonna short me 700,000 out the shit that I rightfully own? Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna keep those. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the whole storage unit. I'm just gonna keep all the cash. Fuck that.
Party
You feel
settled
me?
on a reward of $1.2 million, and the owner received their money back in full. You still got $1 million out of it. But
Still got
I
$1
would have
million.
been like, I'm not fucking giving you shit. That's also
not
why
giving
you
you
lie.
shit.
You lie and say, I found $3 million in a deal. I'm not gonna tell people about the other $4.5 million. Come on.
So wait, also, is this the owner of the original storage unit or the?
This is the owner of that's like his unit. That's his money. So he's like, wait, what? Because he's probably like, I forgot about it. It's in there. No one will ever find it. Well, how do you not pay it? I don't know. But it's suspicious.
On God.
It's
God, it's like,
a lot of
you got
dubious activity.
you got 7.5 million. You telling me you can't pay for that? You can't pay for that that slot, whatever.
How do we know it's real? That's the thing now. You can't trust anything. If anything, now I'm like, it's just a headline. You have some good press.
Yeah.
Many believe that the cash was unmarked and was being held in a locker to avoid the law. Storage lockers are typically used for non-perishable items, and while some are climate controlled, it's never a good idea to store food inside. During a routine lock check, a manager began to smell a funky, sweet smell
2009.
emanating
Oh,
from a
wow.
nearby locker. When they opened the door, they found 4 large 55-gallon drums. They slowly opened the barrels and found that inside the unit was over 200 gallons of maple syrup. Oh man. Can you imagine that? We gotta keep those. Relieved that it wasn't anything serious,
syrup.
they contacted the owner and asked why they were storing so much liquid inside the facility. The owner said nothing. The manager didn't remove the syrup, but did notice that bugs and other vermin were starting to hoard around the locker.
I think they stole the syrup. I think it was a little syrup thief.
So you think that these are people that like they went to the Aunt Jemima factory?
Yeah.
Does syrup
And they
go
just
bad?
and they.
I don't think
bro,
it
oh
does.
God.
I think about it. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen bad syrup. Editor note: can syrup go bad?
No, but it can't get moldy.
Editor, also, sorry, do some math. Aunt Jemima is how big? So if there's that many 55-gallon barrels, how much maple syrup is that? And is it worth that?
711 bottles.
$400,000 worth of maple
Pro.
syrup.
There's no way it's that much
Insanely
money.
wrong.
I'm gonna guess it's maybe a little over $1,000 worth of maple syrup. Like not enough to me. I'd like
around
to have to
3,000,
carry the
825.
barrels in there. There's no way it's
Wait,
worth
oh,
it.
did we
Pro.
say 455? I was thinking like 55.
Not at
55.
all. Not at all.
Even then, you think that's $400,000 worth of condiments? It's a condiment at the end of the day. I love that
Thanks,
you.
bro,
I
it's
love
a
how high you
condiment.
price maple syrup.
Thanks,
Dude.
bro.
A lot of storage
It's
facilities
like
act
ketchup.
as graveyards for deceased people's stuff. Once the person is gone, their belongings can sit there for years until the container is auctioned off along with the stuff inside. One of the most common finds is war memorabilia left behind by veterans. Usually it's
Wow.
old medals, uniforms, and guns, but on rare occasions, it leads to live arsenals being discovered, aka they have like a fucking bomb. Out in Rockwell, Texas, bomb squads were called to a storage space containing what they were
Bro.
told were live military-grade munitions. When they arrived, they were greeted with boxes of hand grenades, old ammo, and even live tank rounds.
Bro.
The guy's just like, I want to take them. My business is not done. After safely removing all the explosives, they were taken to a nearby field and detonated. God, what a fun day. How sick would that be?
Bro, live
I
ass
got
days.
to use them. Look at your
Live
body.
as
You're
day.
making my dreams come true. Oh, that's...
So did they get the watch?
Yeah. The people blowing them up?
Or I meant the people who bought the storage unit?
Oh, they better. I'd be like, yeah, this is fucking bullshit. You better let me blow. I'd be like, you need to rent me a tank so I can shoot this. I feel like you can rent
Yeah.
tanks for not that much either. There's no guns. Like they're
Driving
not,
tank
but you can drive them.
packages.
That's a lot. Of
$400 and
places you can, like, run
$700,
cars with them
wow.
and stuff.
Oh, but in a location. You can't just take it to your house.
No, it's a.
Oh, okay.
No. No, the treads would tear up the road. The city would be very mad. It is unclear who the previous owner was
That's
and how they
crazy,
acquired
bro.
such a dangerous collection.
I like to think it was a Nazi.
Why would you like to think that? Why does that like give you a smile?
Why would you
thinking
like to
that?
think
I
that?
don't know, just
Like,
I don't know. I said like.
A little Freudian slip, probably. At a different facility in Pennsylvania, police removed nearly 60 homemade explosive devices.
Bro.
Bombs and he stored. Kind of makes me want to steer clear of them. Now every time I go by a storage container, I'm gonna be like, motherfucker's getting ready to blow.
Bro,
Probably statistically,
like
there's
what?
probably
Like
one
you
storage
start
unit that's
thinking about
explosive
shit when you start
in
watching
every
videos
I
like
would
this.
say,
You start,
yeah. If there's a
thinking about
storage
everything.
container area, there's got to be one locker that has explosives in it. That's what they have in the contract too. There are probably explosives somewhere in
Could
here.
be.
I don't know. Sign here. Investigators
good odds.
discovered the bombs while investigating
Weird,
the owner for a massive Ponzi
They just
scheme.
look like a
While
weirdo.
searching his locker in hopes of finding more evidence, investigators instead uncovered explosives.
More bombs.
In total, police removed 60 PVC pipe bombs and over 400 cardboard explosives. Motherfucker's a Home Depot terrorist. The owner, S. von Merchenthaler, was arrested and sentenced to 11 years in prison for illegal possession of explosive
Just 11
weapons.
years?
That guy was starting a revolution.
That guy was.
That's
getting
what I'm
ready.
saying.
Like,
That's
some
what I'm
bank
saying.
just
Bro
got
was gonna
spared
do
because
something.
enough was going
And
in.
we
Going
gave
in with
him
that
just
Office
11
Depot
years.
fit.
What the
If
fuck?
you go digging through people's stuff, you were bound to find creepy items that they didn't want you to see in the light of day. In Florida, a former medical examiner's dirty secrets were aired out when he defaulted on his storage payments. Dr. Michael Berklin, a medical
hell no.
examiner based out of Pensacola from 1997 to 2003, was fired for not creating proper autopsy reports. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this does not sound good.
Yeah.
My asshole immediately did.
Yeah.
Following his
no.
departure, he continued performing autopsies until 2007, when he stopped altogether. And in 2012, Michael's storage locker was auctioned off for $900 as he could no longer afford it. When the new owner started digging through the stuff, he found a stack of boxes in the back corner and was disgusted by what he found. Inside were organs belonging to over 100 different people. Brains,
Bro, what the
lungs,
fuck?
livers, and hearts were all found in formaldehyde. That would be a smell alone. When you open that store, you would have to smell it.
Bro,
Formaldehyde
what?
is strong.
But they're
Crazy
cheating.
ass smell.
Sealed, right?
Yeah, but I would still think of, 100? I would assume
Crazy
that you'd be
ass.
like, it smells weird in here. Which maybe all storage units have like a funk, but formaldehyde, I feel like you can smell that shit.
Crazy
still. I feel
ass
like it would
smell.
emanate a little bit of scent. Even worse, the organs were stored in basic Tupperware and double gulp cups from local gas stations.
That definitely has a smell then. I put them
Fucking
in jars.
weirdo, bro.
Oh my god, not even glass jars, plastic Tupperware, and big gulp cups, dude. Fucking big gulp cups.
Fucking big
Police
gulp
quickly
cups,
tracked
bro.
down Dr. Berklin, and all the organs were removed. He was charged with keeping a public nuisance, improper storage of hazardous waste, and driving with a suspended license.
Threw that on top.
Had to,
We
hung
gotta
guy.
make sure we get
Had
this
to.
motherfucker.
Had
10
to.
families
Had
were
to. Had
notified
that
of their
one.
deceased loved ones being found in the locker. Michael
About
never
10
faced any jail
families,
time.
bro.
How? Because he posted his $10,000 bond and walked away. Posted $10,000 bond, but was unable to notified of their deceased loved ones being found in the locker. Michael never faced any jail time. How? Because he posted his $10,000 bond and walked away. Posted $10,000 bond, but was unable to afford the storage. I'm telling you, every one of these is just a little
Bro,
suspicious, isn't it?
what
To
the
be fair,
fuck?
if
They
he's
got
putting
no
the
jail
brains and organs
time,
in big
man.
gulp containers, I don't think he really gives a fuck that much. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. Threw it in there.
I want to know why he did it. Do you think it was just trophies?
Probably. If you're doing the autopsy stuff, you have to have a fascination with the human body in some way where you're
Fucking weirdo, I'm
What do you?
not even
Probably, they're
gonna
probably
lie.
like prize organs. That's the most beautiful.
Bro,
word
like
I've
on some
ever
weird
seen.
shit.
You
Dead
gotta take a
ass.
little trophy every time you cut someone open.
Well, exactly. You're not gonna need this in hell.
I thought he was gonna do something much more diabolical.
I thought he was fucking dead bodies. Because also that's another thing too. People that do
Awesome.
autopsies and shit. This is me just completely speculating and no real fact to it. I imagine all those people fuck the bodies. I think men that have dead women in there, I think they definitely have sexual
Actually,
bodies.
I think I've read that women are actually more likely to do something to the body.
If a guy dies with a boner, the boner stays, because the blood stays there, right? It's not circulating anymore.
Fact check, true. Blood can often accumulate in the pelvic region depending on the cause of death. So you telling me? Oh hell no. So you mean to tell me?
What would a woman do?
Now that I said that, I don't know.
Fingers all calcified, whatever, and she's just like, "Hey guys, this video is sponsored by Starforge Systems. Head to Starforge Systems and thank you. Storage unit. While his story may have been the most grotesque, Dr. Berklin wasn't the only one misusing a storage. Sponsoring this video. Back to the video. But Dr. Berklin wasn't the only one misusing a storage unit. While his story may have been the most grotesque, others have turned the spaces into makeshift homes. The
Man.
price of rent has become nearly unaffordable across the United States, causing people to look for cheaper places to live besides being outright homeless. Many have chosen to move into storage units. Certain storage facilities offer climate-controlled units,
Lovely
plug-ins, and
setup.
public
Nice little
bathrooms,
setup.
covering all the basic essentials one would need to in basically
Yeah.
an apartment. With the average size of a container being 10 feet by 10 feet, that is more than enough room to fit a single bed and a small kitchen. Plus, storage facilities cover the cost of the utilities, so really saving some money. Granted, you're in a rat cage, but still, out of the rain. So long as you can afford the cheap
go.
monthly payment, you can live well within your means. And one woman chose to move into a storage locker after her rent was raised from $850 to $1,300 because the building had to be rebuilt after a tornado leveled it. Which I
That's
want to say,
crazy.
that's unfair. That's a huge jump too. My
Bro,
God,
that's on
800
God.
to 1,300.
That's crazy.
That
That's
was just
fucked
an
up.
excuse to raise rent.
Yeah, exactly.
God,
We
that's
had to
fucked
do a new
up.
one. I have to do it. It's like, fuck you, dude.
I
Yeah,
had-
right.
I
In
had to
2021,
make more
Mayfield,
expensive,
Kentucky was
bitch.
hit by a massive tornado that left most of the town in ruin. Angie paid her rent by driving for Uber Eats Eats, Grubhub, and Lyft, and was barely making her rent. But after the
Damn.
tornado destroyed her building, it was sold to new owners who raised the rent to $1,300 a month to help pay for the renovations. Tired of living in a one-bedroom apartment with a collapsed roof, she decided enough was enough and packed up all of her things and lived in her car. Since her car was crammed with stuff, she couldn't do ride sharing anymore, so she decided to rent a storage unit. At the time, she also began dumpster diving for Nike shoes and selling them online, which we've discussed too. The dumpster diving thing, good way to make quick cash, especially if they're nice shoes. Why the fuck not? So she upgraded to a larger unit to store her inventory after discovering it had a power outlet. She brought in items like a fan and lamps, and eventually decided to stop sleeping in her car and live in her locker full time. Angie was able to live in the facility for quite a while, living off her Uber and Grubhub money. However, she was eventually evicted because she was found storing her stuff in units she didn't pay for.
Damn, what the fuck,
Angie was she was rolling hot.
Come
she was like,
on,
she was
God,
like a
you, on
Scorsese,
God, you
like
got
protagonist
too,
in a movie, and then that's the thing. That's the thing that
eager.
flew too close to the sun.
Got
To
too
make things
hungry,
worse,
got too
she lost her
hungry.
Uber and Lyft license because of a DUI from 34 years ago, and has since moved to a different, cheaper. Lost her Uber in a movie, and then that's the thing. That's the thing that flew too close to the sun. To make things worse, she lost her Uber and Lyft license because of a DUI from 34 years ago, and has since moved to a different, cheaper storage facility where she lives now. I'm gonna say that's fucking bullshit. 34 years ago I had a DUI, and that's an Uber gets me for that. Word? How about you fucking forgive and forget, dude?
People must have complained that they maybe smelled alcohol on her.
She keeps putting stuff in my storage locker, and I think she's drunk. What if it was that? On TikTok, a couple went mega viral for showing off their elaborate home inside a storage locker. Leyland Brown and his partner run multiple social media accounts under the name Fullest Nest and have gone viral because of a video showing off their storage unit. Hidden behind a wall of boxes was a full-blown apartment, complete with a couch, dressers, and a small kitchen. Leyland claimed he could run through the halls for exercise, use the bathroom whenever he wanted, and play loud music without disturbing anyone. This video would not only build his online following, but also get him kicked out once the property manager saw the video. Following the move out, Brown and his partner had been living in the woods inside a tent and getting continually evicted because he would post where he was squatting on private property. Buddy, give up the social media thing. That or lie about your location. Holy shit. Today, the couple lives permanently inside a hotel room and uses generous donations to help them stay out of storage lockers. Despite there being numerous instances of people living inside of these facilities, it is actually against the law to do so. Some places have input extreme measures to ensure that people don't attempt to create makeshift homes. Managers are trained to identify suspicious activity and contact the police as soon as they suspect someone is living inside a unit. Additionally, more security guards are being hired to patrol, making it increasingly difficult to stay overnight. New locations are being built to be more hostile inside, with no restrooms on the property, no electricity or temperature control, and even poor circulation to prevent air from circulating. Excessive. It really seems like storage facilities are growing more heartless by the day, and the staff shows no sympathy, which comes across some as dehumanizing. If someone's just like, I want to rent this unit, I'm going to stay inside, I'm storing myself. What's the big fucking deal?
It's a violation. It's a code violation. Also, you're not paying enough rent to live there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, do you think they're just like, well, it's gonna be somebody using the bathroom way more. Utilities are going to go up.
I'm going to start my own storage facility, and then I'm going to have an option to live in the storage unit for a little extra.
You have to sign a waiver being like, if you die from a heat stroke in here because I'm done, the AC sucks, you're in a storage unit. Okay, you can't sue me. You need to realize this is a storage unit, so they don't come to me and be like, it's too hot in here. Is it? You know what I mean? That's fair. Like any business, you're going to encounter weird customers, and storage centers are no exception. For some reason, the halls of metal doors and concrete flooring really get people hot and horny. Numerous cases of people getting caught having sex have been reported, and what is even more strange is that 90% of them are cheaters trying to find a hidden place to elope. I'm gonna treat my baby right. I'm taking her to the storage unit. It's hot in here.
Because, yeah, you could set up a bed. Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
Easy. Jesus. God damn, dude. You need to calm your ass down. In Cleveland, Ohio, the chief of police was found cheating on his wife with another woman. Chief of police is so funny. Wes Snyder had served as police chief for a decade and was widely respected for his dedication to the city. Definitely respected by somebody. That all changed when workers at the storage facility noticed that he and Sharon Marr, a city nonprofit employee, were entering a unit together for 60 to 90 minutes several times a week. God damn, good for you. God damn, 60 to 90 minutes. This boy knows how to put in some hours. I mean, like, realistic, I was gonna be like 20 minutes. When the staff opened the doors, they found the couple having sex in a makeshift sex dungeon. The dirty deed took place on a rug with pillows and blankets. Other things like alcohol, baby wipes, paper towels, and hairbrush were found inside. God.
Bro, them niggas had their own little... Bro, them niggas had their own little Diddy... them niggas had their own little Diddy unit in that bitch, yo. Them niggas have their own little storage Diddy unit in that hell.
damn.
Wow.
Depressing.
It's a very depressing locker. If you're the chief of police,
Alcohol,
get a hotel, dude. God damn, a sex dungeon too. It really is. It's just a thing where it's just like, this is our fuck shack. I call this the raccoon trap.
Bro, literally.
After 33 years of service, quickly resigned, and both parties issued an apology to the city council. I wouldn't have fucking resigned. Oh, so what? I have a storage unit where I fucking, sometimes I go there by myself and I beat off. Crime rate's low, is it not? All right, well, good luck when this city goes to shit. Oh, man. It's becoming more difficult to be at a storage unit when nature calls. Bathrooms are now private use, and this has left some tenants to leave their shit elsewhere. At one facility, workers were alerted by a bucket found in the middle of an aisle. When they found it, they witnessed that it was filled to the brim with human feces. Filled to the brim. You think that's an exaggeration, or do you think it was just right to the...
Oh, I think, yeah. It's like, you know those videos where they're like the men doing the water challenge with the cup?
You're on a very gross tear today, dude. He was conveniently found in an aisle that didn't have a working camera, and it is believed that the person shit there on purpose. They're making a statement, dude. At an outdoor facility, a property manager hopped on his golf cart to patrol the grounds when he found a t-shirt discarded outside a unit. He reached down and tossed the shirt into the back of his cart, only to be hit by a spray of cold diarrhea.
What?
Someone had used the shirt as toilet paper and covered it in feces. So everyone that's watching this video is clicked off, right?
Yeah, at this point.
They're gone. I'm talking to no one now. Online, multiple people have come together to tell their stories of how people will simply poop in trash cans or next to fire hydrants, like a dog. Another manager complained to having to deal with a serial pooper who stalked the grounds at night and pooped on buildings and the streets. Goddamn serial shitter's back. You think he like shows up there like the sheriff's like looking at it? What is it? He's just like, I know who that's from. It curves to the left the same way. Poop is the least of the staff's concern because tenants are regularly found passed out or injured near their units. The owner of a storage facility was alerted to a specific unit after smelling smoke in the hallway. Smoked himself out. When they opened the door, they found the owner on the ground unconscious and a jerry-rigged kitchen cooking food. Got a big old like pork chop in there. Nothing I love more than cooking a pork chop in my storage unit. The renter had set up a hibachi grill. What? He was practicing? The renter had set up a hibachi grill and covered himself in the grill with a blanket to mask the smell, but asphyxiated himself with the smoke and fumes. What a dipshit. He's doing that thing. He's like, dude, I'm doing that onion ring volcano. He's like, that's awesome. Flies out immediately. A similar situation occurred during what the owners referred to as a dead body walk, when one of them discovered a customer passed out drunk in the middle of the aisle. The owner was drawn to the man when he found a long extension cord that spanned nearly the entire building. When he found the drunk, he passed out with a beer in one hand and the other down his pants. In front of him sat a TV and a VCR that was playing pornography. What a king.
Wait, so he was fucking jerking himself off with the
bottle? He brought an extension cord over, he was plugged it in, he was beating his dick off, getting drunk. He's like, ugh. How do you wake up, even if no one found him, how do you wake up from that?
Yeah. What am I doing?
Why do I keep doing this? The VHS is popped out because like, it stops, it rewinds, and it pops out. And he's sitting there, he's like, pushes back in, round two. Takes his onions. Covers himself in a blanket. The police were called, and the sound of sirens woke the man up, giving him just enough time to hide in one of the empty units. He had previously been given keys to all the vacant units in the facility after helping the manager move some things.
What?
Oh, now he's the key master, too. You helped me move a box, so here's every key to every unit. The same man had been seen just a few days earlier, naked and unconscious, in front of a different unit, but no action was taken. Damn, dude. That's a minotaur. That's a labyrinth I would not want to walk into. Can you imagine, like, sitting there and grab your stuff?
I'd be scared. I don't know. I'd run away, probably.
I saw a naked, passed out guy. Yeah. Well, I'd probably call 911 because, like, hey, there's a dead, naked guy. After the police left, he emerged from the hiding and confronted the owner for calling them, only to be kicked off the property for living inside the unit. I like how he had the audacity to be like, dude, really? Or you're gonna call the cops? Cool, man. I thought we were cool. He has like a giant keyring. Does this mean nothing to you? I'm never helping move your Hot Wheels again, man. Hot Wheels, Matchbox cars, not doing it, dude. NASCAR, I'm not doing none of it. Not moving the cars anymore, man. In another unit, a tenant was evicted after the manager discovered bloody handprints and smears stretching from the front to the back of the unit. According to the manager, the space was packed to the ceiling, forcing the tenant to climb over her belongings to reach items in the back. In the process, she would cut her wrist and body on exposed roofing and metal walls, leaving streaks of blood behind as she crawled out. I completely understand though. Am I gonna take everything out? Just crawl over it. Yeah, I got cut up a bit, but I'll be okay. What if she died in there? It's like a saw trap trying to get to your Furbies in the back. Back in 2008, an obese 60-year-old woman. Why are you looking at me? Back in 2008, an obese 60-year-old woman
Bro,
came
I'm
into the front
sorry,
office.
I'm telling you, bro. This nigga pumping me.
Back in
Don't
2008,
miss, bro.
an obese 60-year-old
This
woman.
nigga pumping me.
Why are you looking at me?
Bro,
Back in
this
2008, an
nigga
obese
did
60-year-old
that
woman
shit.
came into the front office to pay her bill when she tripped and had the front door pin her to the floor. What does that even mean? How did it pin her to the floor?
I'm guessing she like tripped and the door broke and then.
His staff rushed over to help her up. She was screaming and hollering in pain. The general manager was the first to reach her, freeing her leg from the door. Once free, she was dragged further into the lobby and rolled onto her back like a manatee. She tried to get up on her own, but she was so large that her gut prevented her from sitting up. Preach. Staff described her situation as rolling around on her back like a turtle and could not get up. That's a quote. That's a legitimate quote. Rolling on her back like a turtle. I thought they're just watching her. They're just looking at her like, let's just wait for her to die. Eventually, the manager pulled her up off the ground, and staff were checking her over to make sure that she was all right when they noticed that she had pissed herself during the fall and soiled her pink sweatpants. You fell down, you got pinned, I'm gonna piss myself.
Oh, wow.
All right? That's not even an act of rebellion, that's just the facts. After she was deemed okay, she paid her rent, but moved out about a month later. Because why? How embarrassing is that? Yeah, I'm gonna be fucking embarrassed every time I come in here. There's a girl rolling on her back like a turtle and pissed herself, and we got it on camera. Renters can be a pain in the ass because of their behavior and odd possessions, but sometimes evictions are not enough punishment for these depraved people. There are numerous bizarre and horrific renter crimes. Tenants and managers don't always see eye to eye, but that doesn't mean they can't get along. Eric Adams worked at the 1 in 5 mini storage near Portland, Oregon for 15 years and was liked by most of the tenants. After about 5 days without hearing from Eric, a friend drove to check on him. He opened his storage unit and found Eric dead on the floor. Police determined that the cause of death was blunt force trauma from items found in his own unit. Suspicion grew when none of Eric's valuables were taken, suggesting it wasn't a robbery. His death would remain a mystery for a year until police gained access to the keypad records and found that one tenant was at the facility during Eric's final moments. Rob Caputa had entered the facility around the same time that Eric did, but after an hour, only one left. He was a long-term tenant at his unit since 2019, averaging about 55 items per month. But after Eric's last signed in, he avoided facility for 3 weeks. Not good, Rob. Suspicious activity, Robert. Rob was eventually arrested after DNA was found on Eric's body and was sentenced to 3.5 years in jail. That seems short. In court, it was revealed that Rob killed Eric after someone ran over his dog at the storage facility, and he blamed Eric for its death. He fucking John Wicked him. He doesn't know if it's Eric. He's just like, you have to die. Yeah. Another man in North Carolina was locked in his unit for days without food or water by his girlfriend.
What?
Women, man.
Locked in his unit for...
Woman was charged after boyfriend was found locked in storage for days. Why does he say charges are bogus?
For days without food or water by his girlfriend.
Women, man.
In 2024, police responded to a call at the Cooper storage compound from a man who claimed that he was locked inside his girlfriend's storage unit. When they opened the door, they found Gary Oxidine, weak and emaciated, on the floor. He had been surviving in the unit for days with no supplies until he found his phone in complete darkness and called for help.
It took him 4 days to find what?
How big was that store? 10 by 10? I imagine the first day he was just like, I wonder if on the last day he was just like, I really should look for my phone, actually. I'm not gonna die here. After his rescue, his girlfriend, Robin Deaton, was arrested and charged with attempting murder and kidnapping. However, after the charges went public, Gary spoke to the media and claimed that the accusations were bogus. He said he had simply fallen asleep in the unit and his girlfriend had locked it without realizing he was inside.
Bitch, please.
Word.
4 days.
Gary. The pussy can't be that good, dude. This
Oh,
is in
God,
good
4
contrast
days,
to what he
man.
said
Come
on the
on
911
now.
call, where he claimed his girlfriend was trying to kill him. When the case went to court, the charges were dropped after Gary admitted to lying, and the couple was able to walk free. I'm telling you, that is some diabolical fucking sniz, dude. Holy shit. That snoo is... Whew. better than Kobayashi. If you think padlocks are going to keep your stuff safe, then you're mistaken, because break-ins happen all the time at storage facilities. A traveling nurse in Colorado had $80,000 worth of stuff stolen over an 8-day period from Extra Space Storage. She lost furniture, medical equipment, family heirlooms, and even her engagement ring.
Wow.
Police responded to the break-ins and added her case to the long list of 55 previous incidents reported at the facility that year. Since the incidents were reported, no other break-ins have occurred, as the facility upgraded security. Oh, did ya? With what money? $80,000 worth of stuff is what I think. That's what I'd be suspicious of too. People that work there,
Nigga,
they see you
what?
bringing in stuff. What is this? Oh, just like my grandpa's baseball card collection.
I mean, look at the guy who gave his fucking friend the keys to the castle to go fucking open.
Beating his dick off all day and fucking old boys La Vida Loca, dude. At a different Extra Space Storage in California, 4 people lost thousands of dollars worth of stuff after thieves cut through thin sheet metal walls with a saw. One of the victims claimed the thieves stole most of the audio equipment, including TVs, car stereos, and mixing boards. Police wonder how the criminals were able to pull off the heist, because although units are indoors, have a code at the front door, and they are equipped with cameras everywhere. California appears to be a hotspot for criminal storage activity. Just a couple 100 miles south of the last break-in, Steve Bohannon and his nephew purchased an abandoned locker for $80 at auction and were excited to flip whatever was inside. They were greeted with a bunch of boxes that read, "Danger, poisonous." What is that, Uncle? After opening them up, they discovered that every single box inside the container was filled with meth, beakers, and safety equipment. Thank God. Steve called the police to report his discovery, and they arrived in full hazmat gear to safely remove all the drugs and the equipment. But just want to say, this is not me actually saying it, but don't get an extra storage thing. Extra storage seems like a scam. That's not me saying it. Disclaimer, I'm not really saying that, but extra storage seems like a bad place to keep your stuff. I wouldn't do that. Not that I would say that. Everything I'm saying is a lie. It might just be best to keep all your stuff at home and not risk enduring the horrors of modern day storage facilities. Between unruly guests and incompetent managers, you never know what you're gonna get. And if you're not careful, you might just lose everything. However, if you need to rent a storage unit, make sure to do your research. And if you're choosing to live in one, Godspeed.
If you live in a storage unit right now, send pics and record your setup.
Actually, that's true. If you do live in a storage unit, please tag me on social media so I can see it. Post it to our subreddit. And then also just type in Phoenix Foxtrot Harbinger in the comment section. And only us Papa Meat stands will know what you're talking about. Godspeed. Phoenix Foxtrot Harbinger.
Hey man, that was a W video from Papa Me, man. Good little quality video. Nice little 30-minute one. Shit, bro, it's about to be 4 a.m. Damn near. I ain't gonna lie, it's probably gonna be the one to end it off. Unfocused much, I guess. You wanna focus back in, or nah? Whenever you feel like it. Bro. There we go. I don't know why the hell I've been focusing so much. But, I was saying. Good video, good quality video. Like I said, bro, I don't think Papa Me really ever misses for real. W video. If y'all enjoyed it, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. We just recently hit 200 subscribers. I appreciate y'all for all the support y'all been showing. I tell y'all all the time. I'm gonna keep telling y'all, bro, I don't want to do anything else but content, bro. Got a lot of stuff I want to put into the world, a lot more stuff I want to put into the world. I appreciate y'all for showing support. With that being said, probably gonna hit the hay. We're probably gonna not edit these pictures, or probably edit these videos and then hit the hay. But I'm forward with y'all in the next one. Peace. Wake up tomorrow, get to it. Stop bullshitting, bro. Only you can do it. You know that.